Welcome to Tuesday, March 28th, 2023, your day weather podcast being brought to you by Cowboy State Daily, also being brought to you by WYDOT. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. It's March 28th, so it's got to be somebody's birthday. Happy birthday, Corey Reinhardt. Hope you have a good one today. Small break in the weather coming today and Tuesday. What'll happen is we actually will have a couple of days where there's not much in the way of any precipitation around, and temperatures are going to be able to moderate modestly. Not a lot, a little. We'll take what we can get. Then we have another West Coast storm that'll batter the West Coast Wednesday into the day Thursday. Then, as we've seen here lately, the remnants of this deep storm will head eastward into the Rockies. And again, the storm will reach its strongest mature stage hitting the West Coast, not as it comes into the Great Basin and Rockies. So we kind of get the leftovers again that'll be coming through Thursday into Friday. But that will spread snow back into the mountains and areas west of the Divide Thursday. Then over the Divide, snow and rain showers and colder temperatures will come and spill east of the Divide. I don't think east of the Divide going to get a lot out of this, although the storm will intensify as it goes a little further east. So for you folks in South Dakota, parts of northeastern Nebraska, southern North Dakota, you're going to see accumulating snow as the system comes out of the high plains. But east of the Divide along the Front Range areas, it's going to be scattered precipitation. The pattern will remain quite cold into the weekend and into next week. Then, is it ever going to warm up? A lot of people are asking, is spring just completely canceled? I mean, we're almost at the end of March. There are some locations that haven't even hit 60 degrees during the month of March, and that is very unusual. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Beautiful comet cloud there off the coast of Oregon. There's the next mature deep Pacific storm, sliding as so many of these have done lately, right along the coast, then heading into California. Then the remnants will head east across the Rockies. But there is a break in the weather. Other than some high and mid-level cloudiness, we get a happy face because there's actually not a lot of weather going on. We get a little bit of a break coming our way. And you can see it here in the 500 millibar chart, a little area of high pressure and southwest winds aloft, able to warm things up a little bit today and tomorrow before the remnants of this low comes on through. I want you to notice, I'm going to talk about this at the end here when we talk about whether or not it's ever going to warm up. This low has been almost permanent over the west side of Hudson Bay up in Canada over the last several weeks. And this is one reason why it's been so cold. So keep an eye on that, and I'll show you about that here in a little bit. As we go into Thursday morning, this is by Thursday morning, the trough is headed inland, and so will areas of rain, some thunderstorms, and snow sweep right back into the Great Basin states and areas along and west of the Divide again, while it continues to be quite warm in the southeastern areas of the United States, while it's been very cold in the northwest and northern areas of the United States. So this basic same pattern continues. This is for Friday morning. What's left comes through, but as the system heads east, it will pick up some moisture and will kind of pick up some steam and become a little bit of a bigger system for the northern plain states. This is the precipitation forecast through 6 p.m. on Friday. So you can see California gets wet again, then the interior west and the mountain ranges. This is the area I was talking about right here. This system is going to pick up some steam as it heads east, but you can see another downsloping situation where along the Front Range and Eastern Plains, this system is just not going to be able to do a lot. It'll do some, but not a lot as it goes through. So the Dakotas, Minnesota, northern Nebraska, in the northwest Iowa there, and also across the Eastern Plains of Montana and the North Dakota, we'll see some snowfall later this week and into the start of the upcoming weekend. And there you can see where the snowfall accumulations are going to be the most likely. And here we go. Here's your 10-day temperature anomaly. I'm showing you this now to kind of see where we're going here in the longer term. But you can see just this huge patchwork of green and blue from Canada into the Rockies and the northern plains, starting here in the southern plains being a little bit warmer, but still the dominant cold continues to be in the northern and western areas. Now by next Tuesday, here comes the next trough. So Basically, we just keep this area of low pressure. These storms continue to roll in. So as we get into late Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, snow will spread back into the West Coast, the Great Basin, the Rockies, and this will bring in another slug of cold air. Notice all the blue still up here from Hudson Bay into northwestern areas of Canada. A lot of cold air is just poised and sticking up there, and that's allowing these systems to pull in that cold air and drive the cold air south into the western United States. Now, will it ever warm up? Okay, so let's talk about when we can expect it to, let's say, consistently be more like spring and to end this unseasonably cold weather that's gone on for weeks. So this is where we are today. We've got the low coming in right here off of Oregon, and we've got this deep low here over Hudson Bay. This Hudson Bay feature right here is like, I guess the best way to describe it, it's like a cold pump. Air goes counterclockwise around that low, bringing in very cold air from the higher latitudes and allowing it to spill south into western Canada, then into the western and northern parts of the United States. These lows that are coming down the west coast help drag that cold air and just keeps basically recharging it. So think of this as a cold pump. Not a heat pump, but a cold pump up here. So here it is right now. It is over Hudson Bay, Canada. But where is this feature 2 weeks from now? Well, 2 weeks from now, it's gone. It is basically evaporating. It is going away. So we don't have that pump of cold air anymore. This doesn't mean, this is April 12th, by the way. This doesn't mean a big warm up by April 12th. But what this means is with that feature going away, it's going to be the middle of April and beyond the middle of April before we consistently see the western United States have warmer temperatures and we don't have these cold outbreaks. We are going to have a few days in between here and there where we'll have some warm-ups, but to be consistently getting warmer, it's going to be the second half of April. So good news, warmer weather's coming. Bad news, we've got to go through another couple of weeks on the whole of it being colder than average in the western United States. Now, that does not mean we just springboard into 60, 70, and 80 degree weather and have sunny days and beautiful conditions. We all know how stormy April and into May can get, but at least the consistent cold, and that's the key, the consistent cold we've had for weeks does look to be breaking up by then, and we'll keep you updated. Maybe it'll start earlier, but that's about where we see it coming right now. Have yourself a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.